The Italian artist Roberto Ferri has always been interested in the classics of the 16th and 17th centuries, especially Caravaggio. He moved from the south of Italy to Rome to study classical painting at the Academy of Art. His style is often labeled neo-Baroque or neo-Academism, but his creative approach is close to symbolism, surrealism, and hyperrealism. It is no coincidence that he has been called Michelangelo bitten by Dolly. Naked bodies seem to refer to the Renaissance, but they suddenly change shape, blur, like a soft dolly clock, so that in one painting a woman has a third breast, and in another, an eye suddenly appears in the palm of her hand or on her back. The body can be deformed, and the heroes then acquire the features of mythological mermaids, satyrs, and centaurs, or behind their backs grow angelic and demonic wings. From the first glance at the paintings, it is noticeable that the heroes suffer cuts, blood, spears piercing the flesh, chains, unnaturally bent poses. If the artist often repeats the subjects and images, only slightly modifying them in each subsequent painting, no doubt he is trying to solve some mystery. The heroes of Ferri's paintings are tormented by their own flesh. It wriggles and splits, seeking to merge with the body of the lover into one. However, the body here reflects the state of the soul, its unconscious desires. At the same time, paintings in gloomy colors, with a sense of hopelessness and the frequent presence of skulls, tell about the impossibility of love fusion or its ominous consequences. Instead of the expected bliss, it will bring complete absorption, loss of individuality. The attractive cruelty of the paintings can be perceived as a reminder of the transience of human life or its fragility, inability to resist the heavenly forces, and sometimes even himself. The artist is always trying to resolve the paradox between the desired and the impossibility of achieving it. For example, the painting L'Eterno Addio, Eternal Farewell, depicts two single-winged angels. The young man's wing is white, the girl's is black. Possessing only one wing, neither of them is a complete creature and cannot fly independently. They are inseparable. The Eastern concept is embodied in European images. From the point of view of European religions, black and white, the embodiment of evil and good, represent struggling opposites. According to Eastern philosophy, black and white, yin and yang, unite without merging as feminine and masculine, forming a harmony of opposites. Such a union is impossible in the European worldview and causes a sense of sinfulness, as in the lines from the poem by S. Yesenin, "A white rose and a black toad, I wanted to marry on earth." Turning to the East, Roberto Ferri tries to find there the solution to the paradox, to make possible the marriage between paradise and hell. The old masters undoubtedly influenced Roberto Ferri's painting, but they painted in a religious tradition, and Ferri often turns to the pagan art of ancient Rome and Greece with its symbolism. Depicting a world of seductive nightmares, he combines the sublime with the sinful, while painting the bodies of his characters in a hyper-realistic manner. One could say that he plays with the viewer. At first, the images seem to be a reference to the Renaissance, to the familiar classical symbolism, but as the viewer looks at the details of the painting, he is immersed in the mystical and frightening world of Ferri himself. His world is free from restrictions. In it, darkness is a reflection of the inner state. Intimacy is an attempt to be honest with oneself and others, and reference to the past is the key to understanding the present. Roberto Ferri is an Italian neo-academic artist who blurs the boundaries of black and white, inspired by the works of Caravaggio. "My style has always been inside me," Ferri says. He was born in 1978 in Taranto, Italy, and graduated from the Lyceum and the Lecipo Art School in his hometown. Painting has always interested Roberto, so after graduating from Lyceum, he studied art history on his own until 1999. The thirst for knowledge led young Roberto to Rome. He entered the Academy of Fine Arts, where he studied scenography. His teachers were Gaetano Castelli and Francesco Zito. Ferri graduated with honors from the Academy in 2006, and even then he became famous as one of the most promising artists. Roberto Ferri first presented his works in 2002 at the exhibition Animals and Gods at the Labyrinth Gallery in Rome. Ferri's work is known for being veiled because the details of his paintings tend to reveal themselves as they are observed. At first glance, it would appear that the artist's work is in the classical traditions of ancient Rome and Greece, but in fact, this is a trap. As soon as the viewer thinks he is looking at a centuries-old work of art, Ferri removes the veil to reveal his art in all its glory. The observer will be revealed images that mesmerize, frighten, and yet draw one in. The subject matter of the work evokes horror, but its characters are so perfect that they fall in love with the viewer. However, the naked appearance, which shows their vulnerability, hints that we are human beings. It is as if Ferri wants to say that it is not the mysterious horseman who will bring the apocalypse to the world, but the dark needs of the human soul. In 2003, Roberto Ferri's next exhibition, Angels, Demons, Miracles, and Archons, took place. In 2006, at the Vittoria Gallery, Rome, Roberto Ferri's works were presented in the exhibition Tribute to Luigi Montanarini. In the same year in Rome, he participated in the second edition of White Night. The exposition was held at the Academy of Arts. Observe Ferri's paintings not only in galleries, but also in movies. In 2015, director Marco Bellocchio presented 13 works by Roberto Ferri in his movie Blood of My Blood. In the following years, Roberto Ferri participated in the collective exhibition Flesh and Passion at the CFM Gallery in New York, and in 2016, his solo exhibition opened at the Gosbeek Castle in Brussels. The artist says that his paintings are a mirror reflection of a person's inner world. They are filled with strange aspects, devices, instruments, extra eyes, hands. Ferri combines the canons of painting of the era of symbolism with the inner world of modern man. The artist explores the world of nocturnal fantasies, but depicts them in a realistic manner and complements them with images of romanticism. This is what distinguishes Ferri's technique from classical painting. One of the artist's paintings, Eternal Farewell, depicts the passionate embrace of two angels. A man and a woman, they have only one wing each, which means that neither can fly and is not whole. But in the embrace, they complement each other. Facing the viewer is the woman. She has milky skin and a black wing, which contrasts with the canonical representation of the angel. Ferri's paintings evoke a variety of feelings, among them shame and awe. Ferri's ruthless gaze looks deeper into the most secret desires and aspirations. He digs and pulls them out of the shadows, like the piercing psychic sound of the soul. It is the lack of boundaries between the soul of the viewer and the soul of the artist that makes us feel ashamed in the first moments of contemplation. But the longer we admire his paintings, the further away the embarrassment, fear, or rejection goes. Roberto Ferri's paintings depict us, everything we are, can be or want to be. This makes the artist very sensitive, a keen observer of reality, and a great appreciator of the human body. We return to Ferri's work not because it is a veiled Baroque classic, but because his paintings reflect the human unconscious. Thanks for watching to the end. Likes and comments are a great way to support the channel.